Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We are here with Shadowfax again, and Arwen's right here, of course. But we are here today to just talk a little bit about handling your mini horse, at least getting ready to handle your mini horse. Now, I am not a horse trainer. Have I taught Shadowfax here to do a few tricks? Yes, of course I have. But I'm not a horse trainer. When we first got Shadowfax, I was actually pretty green myself. Okay, now I grew up with a sister who was horse mad, so I had grown up around horses quite a bit. Good boy. So I had grown up around horses, but I wasn't ever responsible for them. So I grew up climbing on and off Justin's back. He was my sister's Arabian when I was younger. You have like mud on your head? Anyway, so I grew up climbing on and off Justin. He was my sister's Arabian. But I was never responsible for him. I didn't have to train him. I didn't have to do anything like that. So when we got Shadowfax, I was actually relatively green when it came to handling horses. I hadn't done a lot of handling before him. So I'm approaching this video assuming that you're fairly green yourself and you haven't really handled horses of any kind very much. Look at how muddy he is. Oh my God. Everything's melting, so it's muddy. Anyway, so I'm assuming you haven't done a lot of handling of horses yourself, that you haven't really done it before, and that the horse is not green. Okay, I talked about that in a previous video. What you don't want, hi baby, what you do not want is if you're new at handling mini horses, you do not want a mini horse that has never had a halter on, never, never been led around, doesn't know how to stand for the farrier. Don't bite me, I'm trying to get the goo out of your eyes. There you go. You know, eye goobers. Just like we get sleep in the corner of our eyes, so do they. Look at that mud right above his eyebrow. My God. Yes, you're such a beautiful boy. So I'm assuming the horse has some skill. Maybe not a fully trained, fully trained for pulling carts or whatever. He might not be trained for driving, stuff like that. But he probably, if it's your first mini horse, you've bought something, a pony that at least understands what it is to be led around with a halter and lead rope. So if that's the case, we can talk a little bit about getting ready to handle your first mini. So the first thing to understand is that he is not a dog. So look at this guy. If you stop following me, I can get a better shot. Stop following me. No, you want pets? Okay, I love you too. Good boy. So he's not a dog. I know sometimes I call him a puppy. Okay, but he's not. He's a horse. I know he's little. He's very, very tiny, and he's biting my tummy, and he's biting the camera. Excellent. Good, good. Bite the camera. Good boy. You're a very good boy. Yes, we love you. So, yes. Good boy. So, yeah. He is a good boy, and he's very tiny. Very, very, very tiny. He is smaller, obviously, than his full-size cousins. He's teeny weeny even for a mini horse. He's small. Right? He's really small. But he's still a horse. He is not a dog. He's not a cat. He's not a goat. He is small, yes, but he's fast, he's strong, he's powerful. Okay? He weighs about 220 pounds, 225 on a fat day. So he's a heavy little guy for his size. Okay? So you really do need to be a little bit careful, and you do have to treat them like horses. He's a horse, not a puppy. Okay, even though sometimes I call him a puppy, and he's licking my hand like a puppy, he is still a pony. Okay, you're still a pony. You're not a puppy. Even though you're my puppy. Yes, you're just a big puppy. But you do have to treat them like horses, not puppies. So there's a fundamental difference. When you're getting to know your mini, so you've brought him home, you're getting to know him, you do need to take a few precautions just because you don't know him yet. So one of the things you want to do is you want to wear solid shoes. And now I'm going to get a comment about how I'm always wearing Crocs. I know. I'm always wearing Crocs, right, buddy? Yeah, there's a good boy. There's a good boy. Oh, you bite my sweater. Don't bite my sweater. Anyway, yes, I'm always wearing Crocs. Okay, you go over here. You can say, I'm wearing Crocs. They're the fuzzy Crocs. They have fuzzy. But I'm always wearing Crocs. So I know it's kind of hypocritical of me to tell you to wear solid shoes, but when you're getting used to your mini, you're just learning to know him. He's learning about you. You guys are just starting to get to know each other. You want to wear solid shoes, okay? Now, I don't have to worry about Shadowfax. I can walk over to Shadowfax, and I can put my feet right next to his. I can touch his feet. I can do it. He's not going to step on my feet. He's going to get annoyed. But he's not going to step on my feet. He's actually really careful. But I didn't know that when we first got him because I didn't know him. So when you're first getting to know your mini, I want you to wear solid shoes. Please, so you don't get your toes broken. Now, I know you're going to see a lot of people wandering around their mini horses in flip-flops. We all do it. But that's, once you know your mini. He's not going to step... What are you doing? Biting my pants. So he's not going to step on my feet. He's very careful. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. But when you don't know your mini, definitely protect your feet. So you definitely also want to wear longer pants. Now, I'm wearing leggings, which is not a great idea. Again, don't do what I do. But you want to wear leggings while you're getting to know your horse, because these guys, again, if you get whipped by this very dirty tail, okay, you get whipped by that in the bare leg, it's going to hurt. He's like, don't touch my butt. Fine, I won't touch your butt. Yeah, I won't touch your butt. You're a good boy. I won't touch your butt. So it's going to hurt if you get whipped by that. But more than that, you're probably going to be using a lead rope. If you get whipped in the leg with this, that hurts. So, ow, you're just biting my butt. I'm not allowed to touch your butt, but you're allowed to bite mine? Fancy. You're biting my butt. You're biting me. Bad pony. He's a good pony. Anyway, yeah, good boy. So, yes, you're going to be working with lead ropes. They hurt when they hit you, or a halter buckle, or when you're first learning and you don't really have the coordination yet. You haven't quite figured out how to put halters on and off with efficiency. Yeah, you might want to wear long pants to protect your legs, just because it hurts if you get whipped with one of the tails, or with a tail, or a lead rope, or the halter buckle. It hurts. Okay? You also might want to wear gloves. You notice I never have gloves on, except when it's like 40 below. But you might want to wear gloves when you're getting to know him. And the reason for that is the lead rope. Okay? The lead rope. You definitely want to wear gloves when handling the lead rope. Because if you're new at this and you don't know your pony very well, and you're holding onto this lead rope and he spooks, you might not react fast enough to drop it. To drop that lead rope. And if this lead rope, we've got a good grip on it, and it pulls through your hand, it is going to cut up your palm. Okay, these will give you one heck of a rope burn. They are thick, they are heavy, they are strong, and they rip up your hand. Okay, so you definitely want to wear gloves if you are unsure about your mini, because if he spooks and he rips that out of your hand, it's going to hurt. So did I wear gloves when we first got him? Yes. Just because I wasn't sure. He's pretty bomb-proof. No horse is totally bomb-proof. But he's pretty good. He's not that easy to spook now. I mean, especially because he's been with us for a few years. So he's not easy to spook. He's a good boy. He doesn't really do bad things when you're leading him around. He doesn't pull. He doesn't spook. He's fine. So I don't bother now because I'm probably fine. But when you don't know your mini, yes, you should put gloves on. Because rope burn sucks, and especially younger horses are unpredictable. Now, he was only 2 when we got him, so he was still relatively young. And we really didn't know how he would behave on an everyday basis. So yes, we used gloves when we were first working with him, just because we didn't want to cut up our hands on the lead rope. So it's a good idea to do that. I also want to talk about the 2 things you're going to need, absolutely for sure. We'll talk about other things you need, but the first 2 you need are you're going to need a halter. Hey, bud. Come here. Now I can't touch you. Come here. Come here. So you'll notice Shadowfax wears a rope halter, okay? I've talked about why in a previous video, but the really short version is he's actually afraid of nylon halters. We're not really sure why, but he's afraid of them. So he wears this rope halter, and he wears his halter all of the time. Not because he's bad. I could take this halter off and then put it right back on him. It's not because he doesn't come. It's not because he's hard to catch. It's not anything like that. He's just more comfortable if he's wearing his halter. I know I love you too. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Nice boy. So he's just more comfortable when he's wearing his halter, which is fine. That's good. We're totally good with him being fine wearing his halter. So we leave it on all the time because he's more comfortable that way. Every once in a while, we take it off for a couple of hours just because, I mean, even the best halters can kind of dig into the fur, especially in the winter. So we always make sure to move our hands under there, give scratches. But we use a rope halter. You can use a nylon halter. You do need a halter. Don't try to wing it. I've seen people try to use like dog harnesses and stuff and put them on their face. Please don't do that. Go to your local tack shop, get an appropriately sized halter for a miniature horse or a pony, depending, the sizing will depend on where you are. Here we buy halters for ponies because we don't size them as a miniature horse, but if you're lucky, you might actually have a mini horse size. Here we just get a pony size, and he's a pony. So that's what we do. So get an appropriately sized halter. It doesn't really matter if it's a rope halter or a nylon. There are pros and cons to both. We like rope halters, one, because he's afraid of nylon halters. So we have to use a rope halter. But he's a good boy. Let's fix your forelock. Okay, fine. I'm going to touch it anyway. Rah, rah. Anyway, so yes, you're going to need a halter. You want that halter on the horse before you bring him home. So when you go to pick him up, put the halter on while you have the seller there to help you transfer halters if they're not letting you take his halter home. A lot of times you'll get the halter that the horse is already wearing, and they'll just sell you the horse with that halter. If they don't, make sure you bring your own so you can put the halter on while you're there. The next thing you're going to need, you already saw this, lead rope. Get yourself an actual lead rope, okay? Not a dog leash. I've seen people walking their miniature horse with a dog leash. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. You want an actual lead rope. One, the clips of a lead rope are big enough to go onto halter buckles, to those halter loops, okay? So you want something big enough. They're also heavy duty. Most people do not have dogs that weigh 200 plus pounds, which is what mini horses tend to weigh. So you definitely want something heavy duty that is designed to handle the weight of a horse. They can put a lot of pressure on the lead rope if they're acting up and they're a little bit out of sorts. They can put an awful lot of pressure and a dog leash may snap. See, all of this is very well reinforced, really good buckles. This is a really good brand name. I do recommend Weaver. They're a pretty good brand name, so if you can get a Weaver halter or a Weaver lead rope, that's good. They're also nice and thick, and yeah, they don't make separate lead ropes for miniature horses. You buy a standard horse lead rope, but that's totally fine because it's appropriate. So you want to have the right equipment. You definitely need a halter and a lead rope, okay? So those are the two things you're going to need before you start handling your mini horse, and you want to make sure that you are properly equipped. I mean, you're not going to be riding your mini, so you don't really need a saddle and a helmet, and you don't need real riding boots and stuff like that because he's too small to ride unless you're a very small child. So you don't need all of that stuff when you first get your mini. Biting me again. Biting me. Biting me. Hi, Arwen. You're biting me. Arwen. So you don't need a bunch of tack. You just need really the halter and the lead rope. And then you just need to make sure you are dressed appropriately so you don't get hurt and so he doesn't get hurt. You just want everyone to be safe. So that is about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. It's all about safety. We'll see you tomorrow.